Bluelock Chapter 342 has just been released, and we are going to see a much awaited beginning of a rivalry. So let's get into it quick. Last chapter ended with a Karasu and Shido link up, but on first panel here, we see Isagi speaking as even he looks surprised from the link up between Karasu and Shido. Then we see Shido saying that the soccer cells in his body are popping hard, and narrator adds even more to the panel as unpredictable, link up by Karasu, and the pent-up demon is bearing its fang. Then we see Charles on the next panel as he's looking extremely happy to see this link up, involving Shido, mentioning what they did together in Neo Egoist League arcs. Panel shifts to Karasu as he says that he will finish this link up in a blitz before Hugo could read this play, and later explains that why he chose Shido as the suitable striker. He thinks that Shido is a monster who happens to possess both strength and fear. In short, he's a genius if you take him positively, but a force of nature who radiates energy if you took him negatively. So either you have to match your input for the best outcome out of Shido. Later, he adds that a demon's ego is being tested. Then we see Isagi on next panel, saying that he has never created a chemical reaction with Shido. And then he asks himself the reason, whether it's because he adapts too much or is it because of he is trying to devour the opponent for his goal. Then we see Isagi speaking about Karasu, thinks that he's different because of his ability to maintain proper distance with his rival team players. Isagi even praises Karasu's mentality to not get swayed by Shido's influence. Then we see Karasu speaking as he tells that only he can link up with Shido's style because he's the coldest and most detached player among them. He adds more to it that even he does not enjoy this side of himself. But then we see French player Gavin panicking as Shido makes a run from his blind spot. Then we see Karasu speaking again on next panel, telling that by using Shido as a final piece of puzzle and creating a winning path, he could beat Isagi and the power dynamics will shift around him. Then we see Shido on same panel saying all that left for him is to smash the ball in. A simple job, but that simple job becomes way too complex, as we see Loki out of nowhere tries to block Shido. And even Shido looks shocked how Loki was able to catch up, but both of them look shocked on the next panel when they see Barou out of nowhere steal the ball and telling Shido that it was you, Cell explosive bastard. He says that by taking Isagi's place, he will become the new king of Bluelock. And as expected, Barou scores the goal, and all the Japanese fans celebrate the goal with him on next panel. We see the commentator of the game doing some yaps about the lightning fast counterattack from Japan and Barou's interception of Shido's pass. Then we see Isagi telling that he's been completely useless, that's why Barou cut him off, and how Barou used the entire strategy revolving around Shido for his own goal. Then we see Shido's reaction saying that this goal was impressive and was more like a hyena level behavior. But then we see a quick response from Barou saying that if Shido's hurt, then he should try devouring Barou, mocking him in a manner by calling him a total Cell explosive bastard. Then we see another response from Isagi saying that double jokers were handed right. Then we see the next panel with a caption, the new ruler Karasu, as Karasu tells that from now he will be the one to run the show. And we see Isagi right next to him, in total shock, questioning himself that the blue lock surrounding Karasu is stronger than the one surrounding Isagi. And panel ends with a caption that is blue lock being stolen away by Karasu. Then we see French coach Rodin calling out Loki and Hugo that if they lose in a place like this, do they think they can lift the World Cup? To which Hugo replies Loki sucks at finishing, while Loki blames the sluggish passes from Hugo. Then we see French coach saying it's a tactical change as he tells them to be more bold and aggressive. And Loki replies calmly, yes coach, and Hugo nods his head. The panel ends with a caption, Vivian Hugo knows it. Then we see Hugo on next panel saying that meeting Julie and Loki in same era and same country is a destiny and they were meant to play together, and this encounter was inevitable, and everything followed the path of their compatibility as chapter ends. Here I would like to inform that the next chapter is likely going to be a backstory about Hugo and Loki's past. There are no breaks till next week, so goodbye.